Okay, so anyway, back for another round here. That video I posted, somehow the end of it got cut off, which is where I told all the good stories. Only kidding. I did come out and decide to put on another application of this, though, which gives me time to actually talk more. Aren't you thrilled? Yeah, I swapped the Fresca for a Bloody Mary. Also, because it's Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday morning. Huzzah. Go Niners! I'm only saying that for my brother. He lives out there. So, whatever. So, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, I was talking about the fact that in here, in the center bar area here, originally when they did the layup, there's a piece of wood in there. Not much of one, but there is a piece of wood as a core, as I've been told by those in the know that used to be involved in the actual production of these. And the designer himself. He did it with steel, I guess. He did a bunch of, Ned did a bunch of test mules, prototypes. Steel, acrylic. I think there was one that was made with an acrylic core, at least. I think he did one with aluminum as well. But they all have some kind of core to stiffen the initial layup, I guess. That's what I heard. So, could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time today. Yeah. But, so, what I was going to say, the only other thing I was really going to talk about with this is the headpiece. They've made some changes. So this is what I was going to talk about, was the difference, because I've actually had a couple people in conversations locally in the base group and everything ask me about what's the difference between the XL and the L. So the original base was it was just the Steinberger base, right? It was called the Steinberger base. And the Steinberger base had multiple options as model numbers. And those were H1, which is a single pickup, one for one pickup, H for high impedance, right? Single pickup base. The H2, which was, yes, you got it, a high impedance 2 pickup version. Those were equipped with DiMarzio pickups. And I can't be sure about this because I've only seen one of those in my entire life. And it was an H1, and it looked like the DiMarzio Model 1 pickup. It's like a humbucking high impedance bass pickup. It wasn't cream colored, but anyway. And then there was the L1, which was an EMG low impedance, L for low impedance. And then the much more popular L2, which was a 2 pickup low impedance EMG set. So that's where that all came from, the nomenclature there. Now, I think the L2s, and of course then there was L2LF, which was line fretless, L2UF, unlined fretless. I think there was an L2LFL, which was the lined fretless left hand. I mean, good Lord. Got a little crazy, but probably 98% of the output of the factory at that point was the L2 bases, right? And that's what the nomenclature is, right? So the XL2 was the next version, the updated version of the L2, and some of the differences were obvious upon sight. I mean, like the pickups changed, but you really couldn't tell. They went from the SS, which was the Steinberger sound pickup. I should have brought that out here, but it's a humbucker that is essentially a P-bass pickup, split P-bass pickup in a humbucker format with the preamp built in that EMG made for them. The early ones, the SS ones, are brass backed, and the later ones were HB. SS was Steinberger sound, HB humbucking. So these were equipped. Almost all of the L2s were equipped with the SS pickups. There was a sort of crossover period, the transition period, where they might have had some HB pickups in them. I've seen some that did, but it was right at the end of the run of the L2s, and the XL2s were coming online. So you couldn't tell that from sight, but what you could tell from sight was that the faceplate of the L2 was attached from the front, whereas the faceplate of the XL2 was attached from the back, and you'd see holes up here. The faceplate of the L2 has the holes, and it's attached from the front. That's a difference. The bridge itself was two pieces of machined metal. In the L2s, in the XL2, it became a one-piece bridge. Looks similar, but it's different. The XL2 doesn't have any center screws like this either, which come from the front. The other main difference was this is where the bayonet leg rest goes in. Yeah, I should have brought all this stuff out with me. But the bayonet leg rest goes in. You can see there's a little keyway right there. You put it in and rotate it. And that's on the XL2s. It was just and there was a transition because there were XL2s that had the bayonet, and I'm assuming maybe there were L2s that had the folding leg rest. I've never seen that, but the XL2 had this little fold-out leg rest. Pretty cool. The other difference was the headpiece of the XL2 was set up to only accept double ball strings. The L2 headpiece has a combination option, so you can either put regular strings in and then tighten grub screws down so that it's you can snip them off and use regular strings, or you can use double ball strings. Either way. Those are the sort of main differences of that. And, you know, honestly, I really should have brought that stuff out here. Well, I can see there's going to be a part 3. The part 3 will be while I have this all apart. I'll just go over all the pieces and stuff that I just talked about, because it's kind of abstract when you're not looking at it to talk about it. And I've got not only all the pieces on the bench inside, but I also have an entire other L2 base inside that is complete. My 82 is in there. So maybe, yeah, there'll be a part 3. Stay tuned for a part 3. In the meantime, I'm going to take and dry this, buff this off, and then probably polish out these frets with a little polish. But I can only do that I can't do that with one hand, so I'm going to be shutting this down. But anyway, I just wanted to sort of quasi-finish what I was saying about this base yesterday when I got cut off, or the video got cut off for some reason. And that was to say that there is some wood in here. So if anyone says there's no wood in it, well, there is a core, but you would never know unless you took a drill to that section right there. All right, well, I don't want this to get watered down. I want it to get swallowed down. So I'll talk to you later on in part 3 of the Insomniac's Joy L2 restoration video. Stay tuned.